Certainly guys, if you like the video, subscribe and like. Little tip for block condenses: get a little bit of hose pipe or condense pipe, give it a quick blow down and you'll find it'll probably clear it. Here we've got a Vailant Pure with F75. So I'm just checking there just to see if the pump's spinning. Well, you can kind of feel it running, and obviously you can see if the pressure increases as well. So it's down a little field there. So straight away now I'm just thinking pressure sensor basically. So drain off on these, this little rubber hose, it just about gets on it. But most time when I open them now, they do actually have a bit of water leakage out of them. Just struggling to get it on. There we go. We're good. I actually find on these boilers, I find it quite hard to get the bloody pressure sensor clip in and out on these, and if you drop it, it's a bloody nightmare. I mean, with like the Ecotex, if you drop it, there's kind of like a bit of room there at least to be able to just grab the clip back out. But I find on these it's a little bit more trickier. So as you can see there, it still thinks there's 2.2 bar worth of pressure in the boiler, even now I know that I've just pretty much dumped all the pressure off of it. So we go into P6, it does actually put the diverter valve in the mid position. Sometimes helps it drain a little bit better. This one didn't really seem to want to drain all that well, so I just cracked the vessel as well. There we go, still thinks there's 2.2 bar. Even now, as you can see, it's pretty much empty. I mean, there was still like a little bit of water in the heat exchanger. I'm not a big fan of where this pressure sensor is, to be honest with you. Kind of sitting at the bottom of the heat exchanger there. I also find on, well, not necessarily this one, but on the glowworms, I think, is it the C25 or something like that? Somebody had to change the return elbow in it the other day, and it ended up really snapping off in the boiler. And it was an absolute nightmare trying to get it out, because obviously it goes in on the underside of the boiler. So as you can see there, it doesn't actually look too bad. Excuse me, often when you take these out, you'll just see like a mound of bloody sludge. So because it didn't look too bad, I was thinking maybe is it kind of like blocked over in there or something weird. So yeah, just try and give it a bit of clean out. I mean, with something like this, you just take it out and clean it and put it back in, to be honest with you. I mean, you can actually test this out. It's a bit kind of like testing like a, what do you call it? It's a bit like testing kind of like a flow turbine, like have a certain voltage on.
No, I'm alright, thank you, mate. It shouldn't be too long.
But there is ways to do it, but
Thank
I just
you,
don't
though.
ever bother doing it, to be honest with you. Basically have the boiler drained, check what pressure it thinks it's at, pop it out, clean it out, put a new one back in. If you've got a new one, just throw it in. If you ain't, try and clean it out. 9 times out of 10 I do find you just clean them out and they go back in okay. Now there is a general kind of way to possibly get over this fault. So if you get called out and it's, you know, 8:30, 9:30 at night and you ain't got one and you don't really want to be taking it out, you know, you've got to be out or something, what you can do is just try and increase the pressure as you're starting up the boiler. And I mean, you could probably just increase the pressure anyway, but if you increase the pressure a little bit, it sometimes tricks the boiler, because if the boiler maybe thinks it's at a certain pressure and it doesn't fire up because of that and you put a bit more in it, often it will then fire up and just kind of get you out of the crap. Don't know if anybody noticed a magnet there on the side of the boiler. That's because I used it to magnetise my screwdriver, because I ended up really dropping that clip about 5 times trying to get the thing in there. And if you have a screwdriver on a magnet, it actually makes it magnetic. So that was the new one in there and it's all fine. This one was another vailant PCB issue. So another engineer's been out, said it keeps on blowing fuses. I went around there, I realised it's not blowing a fuse. What it's doing is, when you put the fan on, it basically turns off the boiler, but it doesn't actually blow the fuse, and that's the main point to take away here, whether it blows a fuse or whether it doesn't. This one doesn't. So what it's doing is, as the fan kicks in on the low voltage side, it basically pops it off, and it just basically turns off, and then you might try and turn it on and it won't come on for a little bit. So there we go, the fuse is actually perfectly fine, and it's trying to recharge up the capacitor now, and then eventually it'll turn back on and you'll put it all on, the pump will run perfectly fine, fan kicks in on the low voltage side of the board and then basically shuts it all off. So that's it now with a new board in, just running the fan on in the test menu. I mean, this is a good kind of fault finding thing, you know, you just go in this menu, turn on a few individual things, it can actually help you out. So I'd recommend everybody get used to these kind of menus, try and learn all the D codes as well, because, you know, stuff like that can really save you a bloody headache. So that was the old board, and that's the new board in. I mean, the pressure was still sky high. I don't know why, because I just had previous work on it, which included doing the vessel, apparently. So I just drained down the pressure and had it left as that. So yeah, if you like these videos and they help you out, like, subscribe, comment. I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers now. And yeah, we'll see how it goes, and we'll see you in the next one. I think my next one's going to be on heat interface units, because I've had a few jobs on them lately and I've been figuring them out as I kind of go along with them. So yeah, have a good one.